Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming with more Hearts of Iron 4, Equestria at War, playing as the Changelings. Yes, we're continuing with our My Little Pony play. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. I don't know, I'm kind of hopeful. It's got a lot of uniqueness to it. There's a lot of attention to detail in this so far. And we already won a civil war, so I'm feeling pretty cocky right now. Let's go ahead and start setting up for a fight against the Kingdom of Alenia. We have finished with aid for the worker families. Okay, so that gets me some extra civilian factories. Let's go for the final propaganda wave. Modify Canterlot defeat. We get more political power and war support, and instead we get the Grand Military Parade in Vesalipolis. I think that's how you're supposed to say that. Yeah, we do have a bit of a revanchism thing going on here. This is only going to make us better. So we'll get more stability, more war support, more defense against ideology, and we'll get our political power back. So we can start generating about 1.25 per day. That's really not that bad at all. The Changeling Queen has gotten some nice modifiers, so she's looking pretty solid right now. Summer Sun Celebration. Ponies from all trots of life... Oh, God, trots instead of walks of life. Have gathered today in Canterlot to witness the Summer Sun Celebration. Originally a holiday made to commemorate Princess Celestia's victory over the festering nightmare, nowadays it celebrates the longest day of the year. Princess Luna's return and the magic of friendship. Not a sound could be heard as the princess climbed on the raised dais, took a long gaze of the gathered ponies and proceeded to raise the sun. The crowd watched in amazement to the grand display of the Alicorn's benevolence, and cheering continued long after the sun rose. Blah, blah, blah. Disgusting. Cover the windows. Yes, that's the right attention. Crystal Fair. The celebration of the Crystal Fair took place in Crystal City today. I don't know who the Crystal Empire is. I think she's like a sister or a daughter or something. Cadence. She might be a daughter or something, or a niece. I don't know. She's related to Celestia in some way, I think. Not that I know anything about all this. Let's take a look at our templates and see what we got. So our infantry divisions are currently at 16 combat width, but they have everything that I want, which is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and spend some power to increase these up to 20 combat width right now. That seems pretty solid. Let's see. We have an Honor Guard unit, which appears to be mostly just a militia for suppression. Don't really care. Jaeger divisions, 14 combat width, again with the artillery and the recon and the engineer already set up. So, can we do a quick comparison to something? So let's get rid of these guys. So a basic infantry division has 6 soft attack, 22 defense, 3 breakthrough, and 60 organization and 25 HP. Right? Okay. What if I replaced you then with a Jaeger? A Jaeger has less defense, slightly more breakthrough, same amount of soft attack, better organization, less HP. Okay. Yeah, so Jaegers are just slightly better at attacking, and the extra organization is nice. So as an offensive unit, they might be okay. Alright, we might use those for offensive and use regular infantry just for defense. If that's the case, then maybe what I want to do, actually, is start adding artillery onto these guys here so that they can be at the 20 combat width, and that's what gets me some reasonable attack values. Yeah, we may end up doing that with our Jaegers. Let them be attacking, infantry, there for defense. Alright, seems good. Also have a light tank with some motorized division with the support companies that I probably already want, so that's not bad. Only 14 combat width, though. And 16 combat width for our motorized. These are actually pretty solid starting divisions. It's really not all that bad. I'm kind of good with that. Let's begin the construction of our tower, because that seems good. Populous support programs. What do these do? In order to ensure the prosperity of our nation, government funding will be transferred to subsidize military production, improvements of working and living conditions, and family institutions. Okay, so extra pay gives me factory output for 70 days. Construction, more construction speed. And MHSP Stage 1, population. We are going to start like a breeding program? Ooh, that sounds controversial and hilarious. How are we doing in terms of equipment? Pretty decent. I think I could probably go ahead and start building up some more defensive infantry divisions. We can afford a few before we run into some issues. All right, let's go ahead and build at least up 3 more. I want to get back up to 24 army divisions, if at all possible in the near-ish future. Wish we had gotten some of the fighters from the losing side of the Civil War back on our payroll. That would have been nice, but oh well. Can't always get what you want there. Now, one thing that's kind of cool about this mod that I've read about, haven't confirmed for myself, but I've read about, apparently the AI for a lot of these nations is slightly more dynamic and improved. Rather than kind of rigidly following a single national focus path, it's a little bit more dynamic based on the events that are going on around the world. and what it needs to do to survive. The Grand Galloping Gala. Barf. Pathetic. Also, they do the same sort of thing as far as their production. So if they see you mounting up a lot of tanks, the AI will say, hey, we should start building more anti-tank. I've heard that that's the case. I have not confirmed that, but that would be really impressive if so. It's really cool about like these overhaul mods. Like sometimes they create so much freaking content that's even more than what the developers from Paradox have done with the vanilla Hearts of Iron 4. It's really, really impressive. I love it. Broad support of the smaller hives. Gain 200,000 more pony power. Sounds awesome. New hives give 15% monthly population and more construction speed. Sounds very useful to me. Let's go ahead and get started on that. Grand Military Parade in Vesalipolis. Today, the streets of the hive city of Vesalipolis were filled to the brim with changelings, with many buzzing above in the air. They had all gathered to spectate a huge military parade, which had been prepared and advertised for weeks. Changelings had come from all across the nation, and even hive queens were there. The square columns of changeling soldiers dressed in gray soon emerged out of their barracks, marching with synchronized steps and waving their white banners. With what? Their frickin' ponies. As they marched, the civilians greeted them with cheers and admired their discipline. Behind them, shiny new panzers rolled out, with Hive's Marshal Trimmel leading the long column of 100 tanks. They were followed by motorized divisions in their trucks, artillery battalions with their wheeled guns, marines, sailors, elite Jaeger squadrons, death squads, and more. Sounds awesome. It was an endless stream of soldiers armed to the brim with the newest weaponry. The audience was in awe and convinced of the might of their nation. At the end of the column came Chrysalis herself, riding in an officer's car and dressed in a snow-white military uniform. She saluted the crowd, and the crowd saluted her, chanting "Long live the Queen" almost fanatically. And as she rode, roaring fighters and bombers appeared in the sky and blotted out the sun. Glory to the Changeling Queendom! Okay. This is kind of cool. We're really creating a Nazi Germany pony nation. Oh my god, it just tickles me pink. It's cute, but if it results in a lot of ponies dying, with fascism taking over the world under a hive dictatorship, it just sounds freaking awesome. New Daring Do book. Daring Do released a new book today. From what I have read, apparently she used the rainbow-haired character once again. No spoilers. I really don't understand the sudden change of pace and introduction of new unnecessary characters. If that goes on, sales will go even longer. Lower. I wonder if this is the end of the Daring Do adventure series, Cold Head Reporter. What is that? What does that matter? Why do I care? I don't know. World tension. Looks to me like we've created some of it. What? We ended our own civil war, and that creates world tension, or I guess cherry blossom tension? I don't know. Fine, I guess I'm a warmonger. I accept this. What do we want for a political advisor? Well, I got a few options here. Green-eyed, so pony power, non-cores, that's helpful. Captain of Industry, pretty decent. War industrialist. Naval experience, no. Factory repair, no. Queen of Sorinth, research speed and magic research time, okay. Conversion, don't really care. Might want to go for the Captain of Industry, actually. Or, maybe better yet, switch off of the civilian economy and go for partial mobilization. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this. Now, one thing that's kind of cool, by the way. So, you could try to go for war economy and total mobilization by going to war. Yes, that's certainly a thing. However, one thing they've changed in this mod is they have added a political power cost to war and economy and total mobilization. So, it's not quite as no-brainer as it used to be. There is a downside to going straight for the war economy. We are going to go for the partial mobilization. Let's go ahead and improve our factory output. Let's also get rid of some consumer goods. Really start ramping up some of these civilian factories. And we do need more infrastructure, probably wherever there are some trade goods that we can use. So more crystals, more steel. These things make a lot of sense to me. Some aluminum would be pretty good. I also would like to have just better infrastructure in general, so I can build up better factories. This seems reasonable enough, and then once we're done with that, we'll go ahead and start working on some additional military factories wherever we can. It's like no good infrastructure anywhere. I guess over here would be fine. All right, let's go for that. Seems okay to me. What should we work on next? So let's see. We're still working on construction of the tower. I don't know how long it will take for us to do this. It might be one of those events where it comes back for another round, or maybe it just goes directly to completion of the tower. Find out. Yeah, we have to continue with the construction. We're going to have to press this button several times if you want to finish the tower. That's fine. I mean, I guess the extra factory construction and political power and stuff eventually makes it worthwhile. Yeah, it says, okay. It says the construction of the tower needs to be completed 4 times. Well, that's interesting, because that means it's going to cost me 140 political power to finish the tower, then we'll get 170 back. So it's a slight improvement. 30 free political power over time. We just have to reduce our capabilities in the short run for a slight long-term payout, I guess? I don't know. Alright, so we're going to go for the broad support of the smaller hive. I guess there's not much reason not to just go ahead and start putting out more units. So let's go ahead and start training up even more infantry. Actually, I can't train these guys. Oh, these are special forces. Oh, I get it. Okay. I didn't make the connection that, yeah, Jaegers are special forces. Well, fine. Okay. That's all right. I'm okay with that. If we can get a bit more army experience. I thought we were getting like a small amount per day. Doesn't look like we're getting any. Oh, because the attaché thing went away. Ah, boo. Whatever. Fine. I don't care. See if I even care. For engineering, we could work on things like radio. We could start producing like some better tanks. Yeah, let's go ahead and start producing Panzerkampfwagen. Level 2. There's mechanical computing for a little bit of extra research speed. That's helpful. Do you want to go for some special changeling tech? We could go for things like factory output over here. Non-core pony power doesn't do me a lot of good. I don't need infiltrator companies. 10%, it's nice. Is that what I want, though? Because I could go for things like this instead, and that would be pretty quick. Ships, planes. Do we want to continue down the mobile warfare doctrine? I guess we should. I mean, I tend to prefer superior firepower, but maybe we should do that. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and continue with the mobile warfare. We'll pick up delay. We're going the full German route, okay? There's the smaller hives. Done. Excellent. Now we can unite the nation. Political power gain goes up, stability goes up, war support goes up, and a 50,000 more pony power. We are a nation united. Then we can pressure Alenia and eventually lead to the conquest against them, which sounds great. I'd like to go for an early war if at all possible. Get those factories, especially while they are currently weak. They have a corrupt government. Corrupt stags? When I think of stags, I don't generally think of corruption, but okay. Sure, fine. Let's go ahead and do some training. I'm going to get some more of this army experience. I'm going to get up to 10, so I can try adding in some artillery if at all possible. There we go. Turn that off. Jaegers. Can I add in my artillery, please? Yes, that's 20 combat width right there. Cost me a bit more manpower and a bit more artillery, but that's fine. Save that out. Now we have some slightly better offensive divisions from our Jaegers. We should go ahead and just make these into our 20 combat width infantry. So just rename this. Okay, rename you. Duplicate. And then 20 width infantry plus artillery. And change your icon to be a shuriken or something. I don't know. We'll start training those guys up. Replace these with artillery. Try to make some more offensive divisions if at all possible. We actually have plenty of manpower. That is really not the issue right now. What we're lacking is going to be equipment. I could really use a lot more production than this. More artillery, more tanks, more planes, more everything. More motorized. We'll come back to that. These guys are ready to join. All right. Cancel you. We'll just do this once more until I can figure out how to reassess. Don't want to commit too much equipment and too many manpower until I know what I'm going to do. Actually, no, we do. Let's just go ahead and commit and build, like, a few more. We'll create a defensive army to hold the line and an offensive army. We'll go for our standard setup at some point. Construction Tech 2 is done a little bit ahead of time. We could go way further ahead of time with even more. 394 days feels like a lot, though, doesn't it? I don't know if it's quite worth that. Anything that I really want to produce that I'm not already producing? Not really. Guess we could go for some better bombers and stuff. Let's go ahead and start researching things like radio. Stuff that we know we're going to need eventually. Maybe I can get some radar towers up and running. We'll get better planes. You guys can probably hit things like the Great Mountain Ranges when the time comes. Actually, looks like some of you don't have range. Fighter wings, you guys move up here. It's a few too many fighters, though, so let's reduce that down to 200 to make sure we don't overdo it. All right. Reasonable enough. Seems fine. Let's continue with the construction of the tower. Though I suppose I could be saving up to improve our nation in some way. Does somebody get me more political power? I don't think that anybody gets me more political power per day. Which is unfortunate, because I would really have liked that. Okay. Let's see. Hey, look! Communist ponies over in Stalingrad. Yep. So somebody else has been sworn in. Actually, who got sworn in? Vasily. Okay. So they're going down a slightly more socialistic, peaceful route. We might be able to use them against Equestria at some point. I don't know. Kind of the classic German fascists and the communists teaming up against the West kind of thing, maybe? Or they could team up against me. I don't know. I just want them to be weak. If at all possible, I want them to be weak. Winter Moon Celebration. A recent innovation proposed by Princess Twilight Sparkle. The Winter Moon Celebration is a new holiday aimed at spreading awareness about the night's Manhattan. Oh my gosh. All right, always the second fiddle, eh, Luna? You can start like a civil war for Luna, I think, in Equestria and have her take over, which is kind of cool. Let's see. We can get a lot of civilian factories here. More infrastructure, military factories, envoy to the polar bears, pressure Alenia. I think I'm going to go ahead and pressure Alenia. We're going to get some immediate claims. Yeah, let's go ahead and start gearing up for war. I think we have enough troops that we could win this. He's not training like anything as far as I can tell. So we could probably break through his front lines, go straight to his capital, and just take all the lands. How much do you have in terms of factories? Okay, you got a pretty good amount of civilian factories. Yeah, totally worth it to me. Absolutely worth it. We're building up a good number of infrastructure here to get some extra resources we can use. What's our current trade law? Limited exports. Makes sense. Volunteer only? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I feel like with the Hive, everyone is automatically conscribed. That should be a thing. The Second Aquilian Revolution. I don't really care. I don't really care. These are all things that are happening on the other continents. Some sort of a revolution going on down over here. Oh, look, you can see, by the way, that yes, the Empire has reduced its influence by a lot. The Grand Duchies over here have broken free of the Empire and are now pursuing their own goals. That's kind of cool, honestly. Now, where's this Mussolini kind of character? Is that him? Biccolini, sorry, Biccolini. He is a griffin, he's not a vulture. He could end up being a threat. If he's anything like Italy, he might actually start taking over a bit of the world. Just a little bit. Modify government. Do we want to do that now? Probably. Let's go for a theorist. Okay, hang on. Army experience would be great. So do I want land doctrine research 7%? Well, this just is better. Trimmel is just straight up better in every way, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to go for the Blitzkrieg theorist. I like him. Wait, his Trimmel instead of Kimmel? Oh, I get it now. Oh, okay. This is pretty clever. It's pretty clever, Nazi changelings. The parallels are fun. All right, Alenia. As soon as we're done with this, we're gonna go to war and kill y'all. So, hope you're ready for this. Let's get some more troops in position. We have a full army of 24 now, with a few more on the way. It's not even taking that long to train them, to be honest. The more we train, of course, the more field and manpower we have, the more special forces we'll be able to train up, including our Jaegers, so that would be good. Still don't have much in the way of army experience, but after this war is done, hopefully we'll be able to upgrade these so we can have our artillery divisions ready to go. Would like to be a little bit more offensive, or offensive. Either one is good. Good with me. Continue with the construction of the tower. How many times have we done it now? I don't know. Have the Civil War somewhere. Do we have any traits we can add with you guys? Oh, totally we do. Okay, hang on. So this Field Marshal is good at offense, so we're going to give you offensive doctrine. And I usually prefer to pair that with reinforcement rate, so we'll do that. Oh, you can also get charismatic. Let's hold off. I don't know if we're going to want to take up that trait slot. You do not have anything we can level up, so we're going to have to wait on that one. Pressure Alenia. Chrysalis is preparing to send a communication to Alenia regarding 2 of their northern states. Before the modern borders between the Changeling Queendom and the Kingdom of Alenia were formalized, these resource-rich lands had changelings living in them before they were pushed out by the deer. The border treaty signed with King Aldar II, in return for an official recognition of the changeling nation, has not been renewed since his death, and his successor, King Johann, is considered by many to be illegitimate. Clearly, it is time to revise the treaty and regain rightful changeling land. This is exactly what the Queen needs. She will send an ultimatum to King Johann Dvulin, demanding that they cede these states immediately. If they agree, she will gain deposits of valuable strategic resources. If they refuse, she has an excuse to invade and force the deer into submission. She chuckles to herself, satisfied with her own cunning. Send it. All right, next, what do we want to do? Peaceful integration, conquests. Gain the Annex war goal. Do I not already have that with claims? I mean, it's not a full Annex war goal. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of manpower you can get. Is this worth doing? Or is it better to just go to war? Maybe we have to pick this up. Let's just do it. Let's just pick it up to guarantee that I can go to war soon. I want to go to war ASAP. They reject our demands. Gain war support. Apparently, I do not have the ability to claim them. Take claim state. Right. Okay, I'm sorry. I have claims, but that's not technically a war goal. Sorry, I got stuck in EU4 for a minute. Okay. Yeah, okay, fine. Good thing that we're going for the conquest of Alenia. We could have gone for peaceful integration. Make them into a protectorate. But why the heck would I want to do that? Probably can do the same thing here with the polar bears, too, by the way. Either conquer or just integrate them. In this case, it might be worth just making them into a protectorate, because we can get their manpower, and they don't really have any factories to conquer. So more numbers on the field, and I don't really lose anything in terms of production. That's probably actually a good call. We'll make them into a protectorate eventually. Panzerkampfwagen is done. Sweet, better light tanks. So there are medium tanks we can work toward. Or amphibious tanks. Don't know if I need that. I could go a fair bit ahead of time with Construction 3. But I don't know if I want that. How are we doing in terms of, like, our production efficiency? We're actually pretty close to capped out. Alright, we're going to go ahead and grab the improved machine tools and use up our industrial, focus. Our, what am I trying to say? Ahead of time bonus. There we go. Alright, better tanks. Better pizza. Papa John's. Did I make that joke already? I probably did. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and grab the dispersed industry as well, increasing our production as much as we can. How are we doing in terms of construction? Still working on some of this infrastructure, but it's honestly looking pretty good. With some of that done, we'll build some more factories up over here. Not a whole lot else to do in terms of where to place factories yet. But we'll get there. Unassigned divisions, a whole bunch more. Perfect. Let's create a new army. So these guys are probably going to be more defensively focused, but I'm going to go ahead and for now just set you up here and tell you to spearhead your way down to Sakura, like so. Let's give you a general. So I want you to ultimately be about defense. So we'll take you with the max entrenchment, and eventually I'll siphon these guys around, let these guys have only offensive units and these guys only defensive. But for this early of a war, I think that's fine. So you have potentially somewhere around like 16 troops, and I'm up to 33. Should be easy enough. Oh, look, more troops. Let's go and add you over here, like so. Insufficient resources, still not an issue. Decisions available. Promises of peace doesn't make a lot of sense. We could go for some extra oil or rubber. Rubber's pretty hard to come by. That could be useful. Not sure it's worth spending the political power right now, but that is eventually an option. Yeah, we should be able to spearhead our way through here pretty aggressively. Cut them off, get down to the capital, grab Service, Sakura, and Weverfront. Who are these guys based upon? What kind of a name is that? Vancouver? Oh, good grief. Salt Lake City? I'm dying here. I'm freaking dying here. Okay, that's adorable and punny to all heck. I love it. How are we doing in terms of equipment? Pretty decent. Could start training up some more troops. We'll do so. Just once more for now. Still waiting on more of that army experience. I think we need 15 in order to finish up with our next division set. How much longer until we can do the conquest of Alenia? Only 13 more days. Should be easy. I should increase our popularity. Does it matter? Not really, actually. The successful revolution. With the official capitulation of the last monarchist supporters, the Aquilian Republic celebrates the victorious revolution. So I guess they're becoming communists and republicans. They've broken down. Okay. So what happened down here? They are still mostly harmonists, but they're kind of close to communists. There might be another civil war going on down here later. Federated Parishes of Sikamion joins the southern nations. I don't care. I don't know what's going on, all right? I am laser focused. Laser focused on my hatred of Equestria, all right? That's all I care about. Let's go for the 4 extra civilian factories. That seems strong, unless I want to go down here. Doctrines? Some of that's pretty good, but, yeah, let's go for the wood industry and get 4 more civilian factories. That's going to be pretty nice for improving my productivity here. About to finish up with this last little bit of infrastructure there. More resources for me. We can start working pretty hard on these military factories. We can go to war now, and I think we should just go ahead and do so. I don't have any allies. I'm just going to go ahead and declare war. Push and push. I think you guys can probably handle it. Motorized, get down here, 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 and then to Hjortland. You head around to this. You guys head around to Waverfront. You guys get to Seattle. Oh my god. Seattle. Okay, you guys go here. Get to Elksburg. You guys head over to Sakura. Except for one of you who's going to go to service. We're just going to make sure we grab all these victory points quickly. He has way too thin of a front line. He can't stop me. So using my motorized to my advantage and our incredible speed, galloping across the world, we should be able to just end this war in like no time freaking flat, with basically no losses at all. The fall of Waverfront. Reports from early this morning of Changeling forces overrunning the Alenian city of Waverfront, clearing out the last defenders desperately holding out on the city's ports. Hundreds of thousands of Alenian civilians have been pouring into the city by hoof or by ship. Those too late for many of the Changeling tanks caught up to them and blocked off every escape route, and then massacred every one of them, if I have anything to say about it. Improved machine tools. Are you trying to do a naval invasion against me? Who the heck do you think you are? All right, it is May of 1008. Do we want to go for the computing machine early? No, not really. What to work on next? Let's go ahead and improve our... Let's go ahead and improve things like our breakthrough and defense. Not that I think it matters too much. We're a little low on organization, but we're regenerating pretty quickly. Equestria protests our intervention. What do we care? I never expected you to like me. Nova Griffonia doesn't like that we're doing this thing. No, get back down here. Hey! Hey! Get to the capital. It's the only thing that matters, quite literally, okay? Oh, we've been cut off. Hey! Should be fine. Let's get over here as quick as we can and save him. We don't want to lose that. Fall of Hjortland, okay? Is it like Portland? Conquests. You have a fair bit more to go. What have I lost? Oh, you landed up here and took a city. Well, look at you go. Okay, you're reinforcing already. You get up here and clear them out. Get to Ocelot. Is that like Ocelot? Okay, we have some supplies. Organization still going up down over here. That's fine. Where's my other motorized? You. Get to service. What's this? Resistance to occupation. Ooh, okay. It's got a fire symbol for some reason. We are going to continue with the construction effort, I think. Oh, we can complete the tower now. Perfect. Let's do it now. Free dockyards. I'll worry about that later once I've actually annexed the lands and I know what I'm getting out of this war. You guys head down along over here. You guys head down along over here. You're already on the way. Everyone else looking fine? You seem more or less okay. You shouldn't be able to stop me for long. Just get to Sakura and get to service. Okay, that's done. Fall of Sakura. Alenia officially surrenders. The cowardly King Johann has decided to surrender just after our troops set hooves on his soil. What a pathetic enemy. Gain political power, stability, lose support. We annex the entire kingdom. Da-done. Cool. All right, we didn't even have to do like a proper peace truce anything. That's nifty. Let's go set up our troops here against the polar bear communities. Try to make them into a protectorate forcibly if we have to. Could also go and kill the kingdom of Yakistan. Alenia surrenders. The Changeling war against Alenia did not go for a very long time. Having no help or backup plan on their side, realizing the defeat is inevitable, King Johann and his ministers decided to peacefully surrender before it was too late, to save the deer nation from unnecessary losses. Joke's on them, I then massacred all the deer. Nice Norse sweater, by the way. Changeling forces are going to enter Olenian capital this evening. We already did. The population is forced to wave Changeling flags and participate in the parade. That is going to be held tomorrow. Wise move for them. Yeah, actually probably true. Let's see. We should go for an advisor. Let's get the war industrialist so we build up our military factories a bit faster. Though we may want to go for something like a Prince of Terror a little bit later. More destroyers and submarines, that seems fine. Let's start working on some cruisers and such. Do I want heavy cruisers? I think we want light cruisers. Yeah, let's go ahead and start producing some of those. So I've been playing around a little bit with naval fleet compositions since Man the Guns, and I'm sort of just starting to understand a little bit about how it works. Seems to me, subs are incredibly powerful, and you should use them all the time, but you should be breaking up your fleets into much smaller divisions. I've typically deathballed my fleets, and that's a mistake. You should have small fleets that are patrolling, so you have destroyers that are good for taking out subs and detecting them, right, and they patrol, with a handful of light cruisers, and the light cruisers are set up primarily for spotting on the surface. Find the enemy fleets. Then you have a strike fleet nearby, comprised of a couple of battleships, some light cruisers, and a whole bunch of destroyers for screening ships, maybe a carrier as well, and they pop out. But a strike force of only like 20 ships. You don't want to have huge ships, otherwise you get a penalty in the sea region. I'm kind of learning how it works. It's taken me some time, but we're getting there. With these guys, let's go ahead and get rid of some infantry, replace these guys with artillery like so. That's 20 combat width. Save this. And now I want to start training some offensive units like so. All right, that seems pretty good. We're going to end this video here. But the Changeling lands have already started to expand. Now we decide if we're going to go deal with the polar bears. We could either make them a protectorate or maybe conquer them outright. I don't know if that gets me closer to Black and White Storm so we can fight the penguins. They've changed their penguin. He looks absolutely hilarious. Okay. What about Kingdom of Yakistan? Do you have anything good? Not really. We could try conquering you. It wouldn't take that long. It's a thought. But we'll come back to all this later. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.